Well, I'm going to try to explain this the best I can. Originally was going to be a oil pan gasket replacement, for which I've already got it all out. I'll explain that in a second. Then I was under there and I seen a CV boot was cracked or tore open. Right there, that's the old one. Took them all off, so here's the deal. The best way I feel to do this is to take everything off of this. Control arms. Here's one control arm right there. There's one control arm that was right there. I have another control arms right here, for which I'm going to replace that bushing and that ball joint. Even though this ball joint is still pretty stiff, but I went ahead and pre-ordered these, and the car's got like 110,000 miles on it, or 109, something like that. So I'm replacing that. Bushings on that. Yeah, I got a press. Same thing with this. I just took a big fucking hammer. Since I don't have to send those in for core, I just took a hammer, hammered that out. Just hammered that right into there, popped it right out. So, some people are unhooking the rack and pinion. I just unhooked it from the cradle, and I bungee corded up, left all the hoses on, and I left it connected to the steering column. And I still have room to pull it down to get the oil pan off. You're not going to get that oil pan off unless you get that cradle out of the way. So it was a bit of a process. It just takes time. One other thing I had to do to get that oil pan off was this power steering pump. There's 3 bolts. One back there, which you can see. One up here, right there, and then the one back there, which I just left in. You just swing it out of the way so you can get this corner of the oil pan out. Other than that, you get the bowls, the crap out of the way, and bam, you got it. So that's what the underneath of the motor looks like. Our drive shaft. But yeah, I took everything off that cradle, and luckily I got a lift. Bought off a OfferUp for $500. Damn. Yep. So here's what the oil pan looks like. The shaft goes through this. The passenger shaft goes completely through. Doesn't float in oil or anything. It just goes right through, and it goes to the differential. Only 4 bolts holds this on, and then that's it. That's all that goes into the oil pan. So that's going to stay good. So just that O-ring right there, and for which I did go to the dealer and get reamed for that. Yeah, that little sumbitch right there was like $5. Then there's another one in there too for the oil dipstick. That was another $5. Came to $11 and something for 2 little tiny O-rings from the dealer. But everything else, all the ball joints I bought online. Bushings got on eBay. Motor mounts, I'm replacing the motor mounts too while I'm there. I mean, if you got it out, might as well replace the motor mounts. this pan right here, yeah, if you're just doing the CVs, you got to take that off. I mean, it's only 6 bolts. You take that off, bam, comes off. Here's my new ones. They weren't hard to get out, not at all. These ones don't seem to have any kind of little tabs on them to where you can tap on them, except for maybe this ring right here, maybe this. And these are from Track Motive. So let me show you the difference between that. I just noticed that. It's nice. So on the old ones, the BMW ones, you have these little tabs right here. I'm sure like this one here for putting it on, and I also used them. I use this to take it off, and then this other one didn't have one, so I just stuck something here and just tapped it out of that way, because you got these little clips right here. That's it. That's all that's holding that in there. Nothing bolted on, nothing pressed on, none of that. You just got to give it a good tap to get that to squeeze to come out. And that's it. This here was probably the hardest part to get out of the spline, but it's not pressed in. So I just took a big fucking hammer and just hammered the shit out of it, and was careful not to hit the disc or anything like that. But since I'm not reusing it, they're going in the garbage. Who cares? But if you got a core, yeah, you don't want to do that. You got to figure something else out. So, yep. Basically took all this off of here, which isn't hard. That's stationary. You can't adjust that. That's not adjustable. None of it's adjustable, man. It's all there. You don't have to take it in and get it aligned, I don't think, unless you do the tie rods. And that's the toe in, toe out thing. But other than that, you know, that's just dangling there. I did take the caliper off, but I put it back on just so it wouldn't be hanging, and so I would have that one strap right there holding everything up. And then I'll eventually take that off, and I'll pop that bushing out too, because you can see it's starting to get a little cracked right there. See this right here? This is why you got to set it on the ground when you tighten it up. If you tighten it up and let it dangle, you're going to rip all this rubber out, because it's going to flex back, and that's not going to move. So I wish I could say it was easy. It was time consuming. Since it had an oil leak, it was dirty, greasy, oily. And then the next thing I'm doing, oh yeah, you got to get one of these. You got to have that. Last but not least, you can't do the job unless you have that. If you try using a cherry picker, you're going to have the legs underneath getting in the way, and then that's even worse. This here I got at Harbor Freight. I think I had a 25% coupon, so it was like $60 or some kind of shit. So the next thing I'm going to do, if I get that oil pan on, is this oil filter housing bracket. I need to replace the gasket because that's leaking oil too. So that's the next project, and I need to lower truck a little bit for that, but I'll get most of this together and I'll be able to do this from up here. I've done one before, but I was had my flashlight in there seeing if I had more oil leaks, and lo and behold, coming down the side of the engine block above the oil pan, I seen a little bit of oil. So I had 2 oil leaks, CV boot cracked, and that's pretty much it. I'm just replacing parts. Since I have a press, I can go a little bit cheaper and just buy the bushings. And that's pretty much it. This doesn't weigh that much. And I got another, I pretty much got all the parts on. I'm going to start working on it right now. So, yep. Yeah, a lot of work to do just for that oil pan. that differential looks like it's really in there is going to be difficult. No, it's just 4 bolts holding it on. That's it. It just came right off. Of course, I took it off first before I took the oil pan off, because you can't take it. You can't get to the oil pan bolts because it's on this side. So the oil pan bolts are right here, and unless you're Stretch Armstrong, you're not going to get these little bolts out of there. But I mean, 4 bolts holding it on. That's where the oil dipstick goes. Oil sending unit. Passenger side. U seals. Seal puller. Yeah. I don't ever want to have to mess with this again. Anyways, thank you.